Hey YouTube, this is Fragments of Memory, once again, also known as the Armchair Philosopher. I was watching a YouTuber by the name of Hair Nails Beauty Tips. She's a Christian woman who offers not only hair tips and how to beautify yourself, but also beautify your insides, i.e. in eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle. So I can get with her on the eating healthy lifestyle and trying to beautify your insides. I can't really get with her on the whole Jesus Bible thing, but that's neither here nor there. She did two vids that I want to really respond to or react to. One of them is the Obama no healthcare plan, and the other one is you can vote all you want to, honey biscuit. Now, I'm looking at my notes here, so if I kind of glance over, I'm looking at my notes. One thing I want to point out to everyone on YouTube, if you haven't realized it right now, the healthcare industry is simply that, an industry. I was looking in Webster's New World College Dictionary 3rd edition, and it basically gives a synonym for the word industry, and it is business. So of course, businesses are in existence to make money or turn over a profit. Now, it's a shame because health, you can't put a price on health, and unfortunately, our health, when we get sick, the medications are jacked up. The prices are jacked up on the medications. The healthcare itself is jacked up. A doctor's visit is jacked up. So if you don't have insurance or any type of governmental assistance, you are FUCKED'd, excuse my language there. And even purchasing insurance, I hear insurance is quite pricey too if you don't have a job that carries insurance. Now, the healthcare issue has been a divisive issue among the people in America. And of course, Obama has passed the Affordable Health Care Act, and it's supposed to help healthcare be affordable, and it was even alleged to help the economy. Now, many of its critics have derided it as Obamacare. And my only problem with the critics of Obamacare or the Affordable Health Care Act is that they don't offer any solutions, no solutions. And I've often criticized the conservative end of the political spectrum that they're the party of no. All they seem to do is say no, no solution. All they say is smaller government, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You're on your own. And that isn't necessarily a solution. That's just leave you to die while you're hurting. But I don't want to characterize anyone as monsters. I just want to say that they seem to have no solution, and if they have a solution, it escapes me. On the other side, however, I have issues with the Affordable Health Care Act simply on the grounds that you have to have a health insurance provider. And if you can't find one that you can afford, they'll try to make it affordable for you. But if you don't have health insurance, you will be taxed. So in essence, they're forcing you to purchase something in one way or another. Let's say you already have a healthcare provider, or let's say it may not be in your budget. If you're flipping burgers at Mickey D's, you don't have a healthcare plan. Or if you're scooping ice cream at some local ice cream parlor, you don't have a healthcare plan. You're just purchasing, you just gotta do what you gotta do. And not everyone has the credentials. And unfortunately, it costs an ungodly amount of money just to get a degree. And that's a whole nother ball of wax right there. Now, she did touch on socialized medicine and how in many of these countries that have socialized medicine, many tout the good points of it, but she talked about the negative aspects where there are waiting lists. Let's say you need a hip surgery or a heart transplant, there's a long waiting list to get it. And of course, I'm sure with any type of socialist form of government or socialist form of system, there's no innovation, there's no incentive to try to compete and try to make better products and services. It's just all the same old humdrum. So there's no advancement in science. There's no advancement in this. Now, I can kind of see the problems with the Affordable Health Care Act. Now, am I going to be a conservative tomorrow? By no means. In fact, I consider myself to be politically non-aligned because I feel the political game is good cop, bad cop. The good cop tries to be your friend, but he's really trying to get you to admit to something. And the bad cop is trying to scare you into something. So I feel like it's just a series of good cop, bad cop issues. And that's kind of how voting in America is like. And again, I'm touching on the voting aspect of it. Late comedian Bill Hicks even did this whole joke where he says, here's voting in America. I think the puppet on the right is more to my liking. I think the puppet on the left shares my beliefs. Wait a minute. There's one guy holding up both puppets. So that's kind of our political system in America. The two-party system is just, you can have pink or you can have blue. But I want green. You can have pink or you can have blue. And that's sort of the way our elections are. We don't really elect. We select. We select. We don't elect. We select someone. And that isn't necessarily freedom. That's just, hey, you get to be free to make a choice. You made a choice, great, yay. Um, Now she goes into a little bit about how Obama may be bringing in the New World Order. I don't know. I'm not gonna go out and say that, but I am gonna say that she talked about that the economic situation is looking grim, and she even said that we're like one step away from one economic crisis away from us going towards civil unrest and anarchy. And maybe that might make the world ripe for some dictator. Or I often say no politician is a panacea because no politician has all the answers. And I think with the election of Obama in 2008, people were expecting him to rip off his shirt and have this S across his chest, and John Williams' theme music of Superman would start playing, dun, 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 and he was going to come and save everybody. And that's not how it goes. That's not real life. That's fantasy. As a reader and lover of comic books, as much as cool as that sounds, it's not reality. Um, my only big issue with Hair and Nails Beauty Tips is vid was just the fact that she doesn't really offer a solution to escape or anything. She just says, be patient and pray to Jesus and wait for Jesus to come in the rapture, and that seemed to be her solution. So that's kind of, I felt it was a big letdown. Like she gave us all this information and she's like, I'm warning you, do something. And it's like, well, what do we do? And she goes, pray to Jesus and wait for the rapture. And that's kind of her advice for people. And I just felt that, I wouldn't say it was irresponsible. It was just, that was really she would have been better off not saying anything in that respect. But she at least said some thought-provoking things. And I have to give her that credit, is she gave us thought-provoking things to go, hey, wait a minute. Let me not just run to the poll and support this system. Let me not jump on the healthcare bandwagon. But let me not jump on the Republican bandwagon either. So I respect the fact that she took time to research, and she let the issue swirl around in her head a bit, and then she made a choice. Now, me, I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to vote, because that's really a good point. Like, does my vote even really matter? Or is it all just propaganda and BS? Well, I don't know. But I thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in to my vids. Please rate and leave your feedback.